Good evening, I'm Jeff Lyons. It is 9 o'clock on the dot here on Monday, May the 27th, I think. No, the 26th. Right, May the 26th. And of course, Memorial Day, time for the 14First Alert Weather Show at 9. I'm glad you're here tonight. We have a little bit of weather coming in overnight in the form of showers, and then we actually make a run at some bona fide summery weather out there. Like, remember hot and humid and all that? It's back in the works, just a few more days to go. Right now, though, we have clouds increasing and a few more showers moving in, but it will be warming up toward the end of the week. You can see some of that light rain now beginning to move in from western Kentucky. And, it's not going to be a major kind of thing, just a little bit of light rain moving in. I'll switch over here. This is actually the composite radar that we were looking at before, and this is just the lowest scan here on the radar, a little better idea of where it's actually raining, and I've turned the gain up here so you can see those lighter returns. Anyway, there are some little spots of sprinkles out there, and there will be through the night. I think by morning we will have most of the rain out of our system, at least for a while, and then we have more showers and possible thunderstorms moving in tomorrow night. I'll tell you, it really hasn't let up here for the last 3 days across the south, from Texas all the way over into the Gulf states. It has quieted down there in Mississippi and Alabama, but we have another line of big storms there south of Dallas. I don't know if you've been following the news at all, but they had just a heck of a time at DFW at Dallas-Fort Worth Airport with delays and cancellations because of severe weather, and that has just been this ongoing problem here through the Memorial Day weekend when a lot of people are traveling anyway. For here at home, we have no risk for thunder overnight. We will maybe hear some thunder tomorrow evening, and then on Wednesday, everything dries out again. So let's walk through it here. First off, tomorrow morning, if you're getting up early, have to go back to work, I guess there isn't much school left, right? Almost everybody's out of school now, I think, here in the tri-state. But to the north, we still have rain moving through around 5:30 or 6. Then we should get into the evening hours with another round of some showers, maybe thunderstorms coming through before we dry out on Wednesday. And we will stay dry Wednesday and Thursday. Those will be the two nicest days of the week relative to temperature and sunshine and so forth, because it's going to get a lot warmer over the weekend. Our temperatures really reflect where the cloud cover is hanging out. You can see up here in the Ohio Valley now we've dropped back into the 60s, but it's even cooler than that to our south, places like Little Rock and Topeka, where we've had some showers and ongoing cloud cover for most of the day. Current temperatures closer to home range from 56 in Chicago, 67 St. Louis, now Nashville at 66. Buffalo way up there, 56 degrees there on Lake Erie. And for the current temperatures now, we will see not much of a drop from where we are at the moment, probably down to around 60 overnight. We were up to 76 today. That's at least a step in the right direction, closer to normal. And we dropped down to 54 this morning. So that means for today, we finally got back into the warmer kind of weather there, 75 or higher. And for the remainder of the month, we should fill in at least a couple of 80s there by hopefully Friday and Saturday. Our monthly and annual totals, of course, haven't changed since I talked to you at 2 o'clock. Tomorrow's high temperature is just a tad cooler because of the cloud cover and scattered showers, so maybe only upper 60s out there. And you can see here on the big map that we're just kind of waiting for this wave of rain and energy to come across the region. Most of the dynamics for severe weather, though, are pretty well tucked away to the south, and there's really no mechanism to move them up here. So we are in good shape, at least we're not at risk for any severe storms. Here's a little broader view of how this will all play out. So tomorrow, 7:30, you see most of the rain has headed off to the north. Then we get that next round of showers late tomorrow night into early Wednesday morning, followed by clearing through Wednesday and most of Thursday. Thursday night into Friday, we have another chance for some scattered rain. But then look at this, temperatures actually above the normal high of 80 Saturday, Sunday, Monday. Oh, it's too bad we didn't have this weather for this current weekend here. That would have been more like a, you know, an unofficial start of summer, which is what some call Memorial Day. So Thursday night into Friday, we have a weak system coming through that'll produce rain, and then over the weekend, we dry out and pretty much stay that way. Maybe a few scattered thunderstorms, you know, heat of the day kind of things. The European model also in general agreement with that idea, with some showers maybe on Thursday afternoon, and then more of a hit or miss kind of shower activity over the weekend, and dry through Monday. And no big changes in pressure other than a little drop here on Thursday. I'm guessing at this stage in the game, it's more pollen to make you miserable than pressure. 59 tonight, still some scattered showers moving through as I showed you, and then up to 71 tomorrow, partly cloudy, again some early rain and late rain. No first alert weather days on the board. We're not looking at any particularly disruptive or hazardous weather in the week to come. And longer range here, we have temperatures near normal up through the first week there of June, more or less, and drier than normal too. So our rain is going to run out. And we do not have, oh, wait a minute. I know what happened here. I've got to refresh this image here. We have a new pet pick tonight. We can't give Princess 3 nights in a row. That's kind of greedy. Although, pretty good looking cat there. So let me update this for you because we have a different pet pick. Hopefully there it is. And of course the changes I made on it did not take. You know, you would think after a while, I know this show comes up every night at 9 o'clock, I'd have my act together, but I've been working on something else that I'm going to show you here in a minute, and you can give your feedback on that. All right, there we go. See, all's well that ends well. Good things come to those who wait. We'll just have a bunch of cliches here while we get ready. Now, see what you think of this picture. So this is our pet pick for tonight, and we will get it loaded up in there momentarily. All right, there we are. Just a small diversion there. Kayla Mahone, and this is Oliver. Oliver, all right. We had to have Oliver make an appearance here on the First Alert Weather Show at 9 o'clock. All right, we have a few of you in there this evening. Let's see who's on tonight. Janie Borden is on, watching from Kennison. We're glad you're here with us tonight, Janie. And Teresa Bradley is in here too, waving a flag, it looks like, and praying. Obviously, Memorial Day, that's all appropriate. Jeanette Rice can't wait for the 80s. Well, I know, I can't either. I wish the 80s would come back for a number of reasons, like 1985. Remember that year? All of you probably remember the 80s. Let's see. Some of you looking forward to 90s. I don't know about that. Looks like the farmers are going to get a lot done this coming week. Yes, we need to hold the rain off so we can get all the planting done and everything else. Our farmers need a little help from weather department now and again, don't they? I'm working on a project here, and I wanted to show it to you, and of course it didn't come in here either because I didn't update the whole show. Okay, so I'm going to have to, so I'll tell you a little interesting story here while this computer is going through its little conniption fit. So we have two computers, right? There's Max 1, which is out in the studio, Max 2, which is this one, and they are identical for everything they do. However, if you make something over on Max 1 and you don't transfer it over here to Max 2 or sync the computers before we go on, which I didn't do, then you're not going to see it over here, which is why we got to repeat pet pick and a few other things. So I've been working on this graphic that I'm going to show you here in a second regarding the Petersburg tornado, because on Thursday night I'm going to be at the Petersburg Public Library up in Pike County talking about that very subject. So I've been getting, you know, hopefully my information together, and I remember it very well. It was one of the first big tornadoes I covered here at Channel 14. I'd been here a couple of years at that point. And anyway, so I'm going to show you the graphics that I'm preparing for that, and we'll get some feedback from you. I'm kind of workshopping my presentation for you here, okay? So first off, for those who maybe don't remember, or aren't from here, or it's not right on the top of your head, 1990, so 35 years ago, on June the 2nd, we had an outbreak of tornadoes in Indiana, Ohio, Kentucky, and Illinois. And there were 65 tornadoes. Of those, a good chunk of the strong to violent ones happened here in the tri-state. There were 37 tornadoes across Indiana, which was a one-day record. And 5 of those in Indiana were EF4, or what we would call today, or back then, F4 intensity, which was winds of 208 miles an hour and higher. And you'll notice here's Evansville, and the tri-state is right in here. And the longest, strongest tornado of the night crossed right through the 14 News viewing area. It started over here near Barnhill, Illinois, and continued basically untouched. In other words, it didn't lift or anything for 106 miles. So it was here, it came through Albion and Browns, then Mount Carmel, some of you remember that, then it followed the White River basically, and went to the north of Petersburg. And this is something some don't remember, is that we had 2 F4 tornadoes that night. The long track one, the F4, that was on the ground for 106 miles, did not hit Petersburg. It actually crossed north of Pike County there, out by the power plant, and continued up toward Washington and Lagodi, and then into near Bedford. The second tornado of the night, which happened almost concurrently with the one that was passing to the north, and that caused some confusion, obviously when we were tracking it here, because we were getting reports of this tornado, and I thought we gave that report, but there was a second one, which was also an F4, but its path length was only 13 miles. It started out here in Union, which is out in western Pike County, came right across the southern edge of Petersburg, destroyed a nursing home, the elementary school, a bunch of houses, and then it moved on out toward Alford. And that one, again, estimated at F4 with winds of between 207 and 260 miles per hour. And it destroyed nearly a third of Petersburg. And it was on that night, it was a Saturday night, there was a wedding, I believe, either in Petersburg or nearby, and the bride was a nurse and went out and was, doing first aid in her bride's dress. And there are many, many, many stories like that from that particular night. And for me, it was very important because it was the first time I'd covered a tornado of that magnitude. Had no idea it would be on the ground for 106 miles. And of course, when you're working in the moment, you're not counting that off, but you kept thinking, wow, this has been on the ground for a long time, which it was. And so anyway, we're going to go back to Petersburg on Thursday night if you want to come out there. I know, I see somebody here watching from South Carolina. That's a heck of a road trip. I don't think you're going to be doing that. But anyway, we're glad you're on here, Teresa. But anyhow, I'll be talking at the library, answering questions. I've got a few videos and graphics that I'm going to show. So hope to see you all there, and maybe see you face to face instead of here on the old weather show here at 9 o'clock. And let me see here. Yeah, and that's a current tornado record. So anyway, that's all I have for you tonight. Plan on a little rain overnight, maybe some scattered showers in the morning, and then additional rain tomorrow night late. I'll have a full update for you on 14 News at 10. Thanks so much for watching here tonight. Stay safe. We'll see you on 14 News at 10.